So I am completely exhausted because yesterday my mom and I completely redid my home art studio. I do not have a large space. I have to use a room that is also used for a dining room and also homeschooling. But I was able to come up with some creative ideas, repurposing what I have around the house, and also just organizing, reusing what I have, and decluttering, getting rid of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of other tips and tricks that I used along the way to create a space that I'm actually really proud to show you guys today. If you're interested in getting ideas to create your own home studio, stick around and I'll be giving you a complete tour. So I just had to show you the starting point of the chaos. This is what I'm going to be working on. This is me totally redoing my office. And yeah, it has about halfway through, I think. All right, I have a little bit left on this table, but oh, this took me all day. But I was able to actually go through everything, put everything in its place. Yes, I do need to shampoo that part of my carpet. That was a big charcoal accident. I am very excited that this was able to get accomplished. I just want to show you where these paintings went. Got like a couple over here and a whole stack of paintings in here just because I know that I'm not going to finish them. My mom is an artist, so she is going to repurpose these. Some of them are oil, some of them are acrylic, and she's just going to turn them into something else. It's a free canvas for her. It takes it off of my mental load and is going to free up space in my studio for me to create something that I really actually want to work on. I don't know why we have this guilt of wanting to finish everything, or we think it's bad if we just like mess up on a painting or we went in the wrong direction and we just feel bad when we have these stacking up in the corner. But really, it served a purpose and it might have shown us something that we didn't like doing. But if you are not going to schedule this into your calendar in the next 6 months to finish for anything you're working on currently, that's okay. Just throw it away. If you don't like that option, figure out a way where you can give it to someone else. It might not have been a finished painting, which is what I know the goal always is to finish our projects. But if we learned a technique or we pivoted directions and ideas, it just brought us to the next painting. So we don't have to feel bad about it or feel like we're wasting something. Any time behind the paintbrush is time headed in the right direction. Okay, so this is actually my kitchen window that looks into the dining room. So this is definitely a multi-purpose space that I have to use, which is fine, but it's definitely taken some time for me to figure out the best layout for everything. I have moved things around in this room so many times, like I can't even count. And I actually went back to almost an original setup I had a while back when we first moved in here. And I am gonna walk around the other side to show you from the other angle. So I was super excited. I was able to hang the thing that I just did for my husband for our anniversary on the wall in our living room. And as you come around the corner from the living room, this is actually our homeschooling area where I have a bunch of homeschooling stuff. And then each kid has their own cubby and our bookshelf. We do homeschooling at this dining room table. As you can see, there's a lot of paint on it. We use it for projects and whatnot. And then this is it. This is the studio space. It is also where we share an office space. When I moved things, I couldn't get that drawer to go in right. This is the printer that I use for doing art prints, which I do not recommend. That one I've had a lot of issues with. The prints come out beautiful, but it's just a headache. Use your vertical wall space as much as you can. These are all finished paintings right here. 3 are finished up at the top that are going to a gallery in a couple months. These 2 are not finished at the bottom. Same over here. The horse is finished, but these 2 are not. And I just have them on command hooks. That is the one thing that I actually did purchase for this studio. Command hooks are your best friend, command strips. It just helps get things off the floor. So the canvases that I do have on the floor, I have some new ones right here. My drawing table, because I actually started out doing charcoal portraits, which I now use for a painting table, and it raises up and down, which is really nice. This was my mom's easel when she was in art school, actually. My drawing table my husband gave me. I'm sentimental, so I just keep using both of them. But the canvases that I did keep, and they are finished paintings, they're abstract. I did put them here for the time being. This is one also that's not finished. That's a portrait that I'm working on of me and my husband, but gotta put that on the back burner. And some frames. Those are just literally boxes of frames down there just to take advantage of not having a lot of shelves, not having a lot of storage. This is an older house. There's not even a lot of closets. So this is what I had to work with, except for this window right here. This is the only window. So I have been trying to use that light as much as possible. That's why I had my desk originally here, but it just got so cramped. So I'm using it as an area to use as a table, but also for storage. I did leave my palette out, my Stay Wet palette. I have all my high flows, fluid acrylics, acrylic mediums, and then this is just a bunch of different tools that I use that I can just move around easily. And these two I was using these for under bed storage in my room. This got knocked around when I was moving it, but this is all water-based, which I'll open this up so you can see. But again, most of it is actually out right now because that's what I've been working on. And then let me see if I can this over. So this is my oil paint stuff, which I have organized completely by cool, warm, transparent, and opaque, and then all of my different oil mediums and whatnot back there. That just keeps things super organized. So if I want to that out, I can. This is the cheapest ring light that Amazon has and is such a headache. And I can't wait to upgrade that. This is all hardware for wire hanging and framing. And this is in a complete stack of paper. This is some odds and ends up here, but every single one of those drawers has a different type of paper in it. This has all different sketchbooks. That's some transfer paper, I think. Canvases. I've got a bunch of linen canvases that I'm really not using right now because I'm using mixed media and oil paints. These are all oil primed, so I haven't really been using them that much. Now I'm just getting the acrylic primed canvases. Yeah, just like massive sketchbooks. By the way, if you're gonna paint or you want to draw, you're not even sure what kind of drawing you want to do, I highly recommend getting this type of paper. This is the best paper I think I've ever used. I use it for charcoal portraits. You can use it for painting, oil painting. You just have to prime it right. Highly recommend. This is like the best paper ever. And I have them in multiple sizes. And then I can move this light around at will, which is really nice. Everything I have over here, these are all acrylic palette knife paintings. This is a basket that I've had in my family for generations. This is my great great grandma's basket. And right now it's just got like a heat gun and some random tools in it. But this goes to show you can just repurpose things from around your house that you maybe didn't have a use and get some use out of them. These were my other grandmother's. These are just some old, I think, wine boxes or something like that. I don't know, but this has some drawing materials that I'm not really using right now. This also has like extra drawing materials. It's a mess. And I do have a lot of stuff in my drawing table that I use. Now there's like sketchbooks and whatnot, but this has all of my like drawing stuff. It's a mess because everything got moved and shuffled around, but I tried to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as I could because I want to be able to come in this space quickly and just be able to start creating. So at the top, those are just jars that I use for water or if I'm painting in oil, paint thinner. And I just recommend save your peanut butter, jam, salsa, jars, marinara sauce, anything like that. Save it and use it for painting. That's some charcoal drawings of my kids that I need to hang out. But yeah, this is my daughter Trinity, and then I have Richard. But that frame broke, so I've got to get that fixed. I'm gonna have it out so I can remind myself to work on that. This is all gold leaf stuff, so I'm not even gonna open that because it'll just start everywhere. These are a couple of my favorite painting books that I like to reference frequently. My camera, photo albums, prints, paper towels. Never underestimate the power of paper towels. This is the door to my creepy cellar. This is all of the packing materials I have on this little rack right here. Tape, envelopes, stationery. I like to do little tiny drawings sometimes. A painting I did right there. There's some more watercolor paper for just like quick sketches. Thank you cards, poly bags, little cardboard corners if I'm shipping a painting. And then all of my bubble wrap, craft paper and things like that are down there, bubble mailers. And I had a bunch of boxes in here, but I had to get them out. I had to put them in my garage. I could not have any more cardboard boxes in here because it was getting ridiculous. These are some paintbrushes that I'm actually soaking in Murphy's oil to rejuvenate and bring back to life. You only got to soak them for about a week and then they're pretty good. And I just kept my mementos on my desk. Again, that favorite painting that we have, the rose my husband gave me when I sold my first painting at the restaurant. And this he actually gave me for this anniversary, which is super cool. It is actually a forged steel rose that he had an artist that he met in the restaurant make for me. And it's just really cool that my husband gave me something artistic because he would argue that he's an artistic person. So that was really neat. This is our computer that I do use for homeschooling. My husband uses, and then this is the one that I got for my own work. And this is my homeschool printer. This is one of those eco tanks because I do print our curriculum. And we were able to completely do this in one day. We had to declutter all of that to even get started because then we went into my living room where I got this shelf. So this shelf had to come in here, but to be able to move this shelf in here, we had to move so many other things. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to keep this table or that table. And it just ended up working out. I hope you all are inspired to dedicate a space, no matter how small, to your creative endeavors. Just remember to use what you have, utilize vertical space as much as you can. Make sure to declutter so that it is just easy to go into that space and move around and work. Don't be afraid to let go of your old projects. If you could see yourself penciling that project into your calendar in the next 6 months and you think you will actually complete it, then by all means, keep it. But if you are not, toss it or repurpose it or let someone else repurpose it. Make sure to keep things as organized as you can. If you use certain things in groups, in steps, in stages, keep those things grouped together as best as you can. So it's just so easy to get to your supplies. That way you can just keep it simple, keep it ready for any time that you want to get creating. And if you can, try to make it aesthetically pleasing. I know not everyone has a budget where they can just run off to a store and buy whatever kind of interior decor that they want to get for their space. I know I certainly can't. Things that I really do like, draw inspiration from, I already have. So I just curated a space with the things that I already like looking at and tried to make them also as functional as possible. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. If anything, it's just deciding that you want to create that space and getting it ready for yourself. With a few simple tricks and organization, you can transform even a small little corner like I started out in right over here. I started out in this corner. I'll have to find a picture of my drawing table just over here. And the office area, homeschool dining room was all set up differently, but it just didn't flow. It didn't work. And this whole space is kind of my domain. I'm the one who does most of the cooking. I'm doing the homeschooling. I needed to make this space work for me. I made doing art more of a priority. So I dedicated a little bit more space to it, but I also made the rest of the space more functional as well. Remember, it's not about the size of your studio. It's about making a space that makes it easy for you to go create joyfully and confidently in. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear how you are setting up your own art space in the comments below. See you next time.